So good evening and a very, very warm welcome to the finals of round 2 of the SMRC eSports Racing Summer Championship. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. My name is Dick Christie and as always I will be taking it through the evening. We have 4 races lined up, much like the qualifying heats that we saw midweek, and hopefully we're going to have a nice drama-free evening tonight. Hope you've all had a wonderful weekend. We've been spoiled by SimRacing this weekend. We've of course had the incredible 24 hours of Le Mans virtual at Circuit de la Sarthe, an amazing event. Hope you all enjoyed that one. And then we had the virtual Formula 1 Grand Prix as well at the virtual Baku, and then we top things off tonight with the round 2 finals here at Monaco. We have got the PlayStation 4 finals coming up just now. In the background you can see that is who we've got out tonight. We've got Finlay Brunton, Chris Drummond, Ryan Smith, Kieran Preedy, Thomas Comer, Annie Butterworth, we've got Glenn Alcock, Kenneth Brewster, Stephen Clark, Stuart Anderson, Alan Gordon, Andrew McIlvride, Kevin Barry, Darryl Adams, rounding out your 14 drivers. Unlike the qualifying events, it is going to go on race time, so we are having 2 10-minute races, so that's 2 10-minute qualifying sessions, then 2 10-minute races. So that's what to expect tonight. It will go a little bit over, I think, although because it's 10 minutes, we might actually keep things on time tonight. So the rough schedule is we'll try and get the PlayStation 4 drivers out of the way by around about 7 o'clock, and then we'll try and go on to the Xbox finals, but I think we might creep over by about 5 or 10 minutes. So that's what we've got coming up tonight. We've got cars on track just now for qualifying. Let's head down to the track just now then, and a bit of the audio. There we go, that's better. So let's have a look at who we've got on track just now, because we need to do a little bit of a tour of the circuit, don't we? Circuit de Monaco, of course. Slightly Mad Studios didn't get the official rights for the circuit, so in the game it's actually called Azure Circuit, but it is, for every intent and purposes, the Circuit de Monaco, located in Monte Carlo, of course, in Monaco, and host of the Formula 1 Monaco Grand Prix. A wonderful track, 3.3 kilometers long, 19 turns on it, and the fastest lap around it is a 1:14.260, and that was, of course, back in 2018 from the youngster that you saw in Le Mans 24, Max Verstappen. Right, let us go on board with somebody. I think, why not just do this? Why not let's go on board with Alan Gordon, since he's here anyway. We'll go around. So he comes round the last corners, Anthony knows, and along the start-finish straight here. Again, your boy didn't take French in school, so my pronunciation is going to be absolutely abysmal. Bear with me. Let's go. Turn 1, Sandoval, and up the hill. You want to really try and push the small GT5 engine to everything that it possibly has. And that is not a lot. You come along Beau Rivage, and then it's onto the left-hander at Massenet. We saw so many incidents with cars taking too much speed into turn 3. Turn 4 is Casino, and then it's down the hill to Mirabeau Haute. And then in the right-hander there, it's then into the Grand Hotel Hairpin. Absolutely iconic corner this. This is where you get the TV cameras seeing all of the F1 cars going very, very slowly around that left-hander there. Mirabeau Basse, and then out at Portier. Very easy to stick it on the wall on the left-hand side there, and then you want to open up the throttle along the tunnel and hear the beautiful roar of the exhaust. And in-game it changes pitch as well, so a really, really nice effect, especially when you're alongside other cars. And then it's on to the chicane here, Nouvelle chicane, and then along to Tabac as well. Now Nouvelle chicane is going to be a big overtaking opportunity for those who are feeling brave, for those who are feeling confident as well. We go along Louis Chiron, and then to the pool, turns 15 and 16, nice little hairpin here, very easy to outbrake yourself again, and then along to La Rascasse. Turn 17, car wants to turn in nicely. Let's look at a very smooth lap here from Alan. And it's going to be across the line. Beautiful lap there from Alan Gordon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Monaco. Good enough for 4th position. And in the meantime, let's go and check chat. How are you guys tonight? Edward Porter, Neil Ferrier. Big shout out to Neil Ferrier. We saw him out on track in iRacing earlier on this afternoon. Him and teammate Stephen Daly are taking part in the 24 Hours of Le Mans next weekend for iRacing. So having a shakedown today, having a few issues, but hopefully they're going to get back in the seat and go for it. Edward, yes, beer is needed. 5 to 10 minutes of some great racing in Mead. What can I say? Good evening to JRK Racing 71. Jay Kennedy is going to be, I think, joining us tonight in the Xbox, if I remember rightly. But we'll soon find out. 4.5 minutes left to go. It's Chris Drummond in pole position, 145, 143. And these times, my goodness me, where have these come from? Hang on, because we were struggling to do 146s. Look at that, 8 cars. 0.6 of a second. Oh, we've got a race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. 145.1 for Chris Drummond, all the way down to 8th place there of, let's have a look there, of Wee Dennis, that's Darrell Adams. 0.6 of a second, nearly, make that now 9 cars within the second mark, as we see Cobra 2012, that's Kieran Preedy jumping in there as well. Now, where is our good man? Where on earth is Glenn Alcock? He's down in 12th with a 146.817. Now, midweek, that would have been a respectable time. That would have been a really good, respectable time. But here, it's just not even getting a look in right now. 3.5 minutes left to go. Chris Drummond still with that 1/10 of a second pole position from Ryan Smith there, and then Finlay Brunton in 3rd place as well. Yeah, this is going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are all set and ready for a fantastic evening of racing. And fingers crossed, touching wood, that we don't have any issues. As always, to all of the drivers that are in just now, and to all the drivers that are going to be taking part in the Xbox tonight, if for whatever reason SMRC eSports leaves the lobby before 75% of the race, then the race is null and void and it will be restarted. So leave the server, get in touch, and we'll send you a new invite to the lobby. We're sorry, but that's just the way it is, because it stops all of the upset and it just keeps it a nice clear line. However, I am distracted because have a look at that. Kenny Brewster, 144.884. That is a lap and a half, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that is an absolute stormer of a lap there. And even faster, Thomas Comer, 144.736. That is mighty fast. So now we have got a real race on our hands here. Edward Porterway, great question there. How can you tell if it's 75% or more, mate? Well, midweek it was difficult because I'd have to do all sorts of mad calculations in my head, but it's a 10-minute race tonight, so if there is more than 2 minutes to go, or 2.5 minutes to go rather, then it's restarted. So that's how we'll work it out tonight. Now that was absolutely breathtakingly fast there from Thomas Comer. Let's go on board with Thomas. We'll go on his bonnet cam, and again, unfortunately, we can't get rid of the UI in the game. I wish we could and enjoy the full spectacle of Thomas Comer going round there, but this will do nonetheless. Coming through to back turn 12 now. And then into Louis Chiron, and then turns 15 and 16. Larascas turn 17, and then just turns 18 and 19 to do. I don't think he's going to improve on this one, but I might be wrong. 50 seconds left to go in the lap though. And indeed speed, he doesn't improve on that. But a fantastic lap nonetheless. Let's see what we've got then. So top 10 cars now are in the 144s or 145s. We have still got Glenn Alcock with a 146.817. And yeah, this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful close race here. We just have to hope everybody behaves themselves going into turn 1. 20 seconds left to go in the session. If you do want to get involved with the future SMRC eSports events, simply head over to smrc.co.uk. Of course, you can join us. We hope you enjoyed the inaugural round of the iRacing Championship. We had so much fun presenting that, both myself and Alex Goldschmidt. And that will be returning in a week and a half's time to visit Spa. There's no real other words for that. He thought Okayama was interesting with about 40 cars, then Spa will be something else entirely. There we go, qualifying is done and dusted. So there we go. It looks like your order is going to be as follows then. It looks like Thomas Comer is safe in pole position. Second place is going to be Kenny Brewster. Third place is going to be Chris Drummond. Fourth place is Finlay Brunt. In fifth place, Ryan Smith. Alan Gordon in sixth. It's going to be Stephen Clark in seventh place. With eighth place, I think that's Stuart Anderson. Yeah, Corrupted Tree, Stuart Anderson. It's then Darrell Adams in ninth place. Andrew McIlvride in 10th, Kieran Preedy in 11th, Annie Butterworth in 12th place, and then in 13th place it's Kevin Barry, and in 14th place is Glenn Alcock. So a wonderful, wonderful qualifying session there, just 2 seconds splitting your entire field. There we are then. So, qualifying, as I said, 14 cars in this final. What a race we have got in store, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have got your seats nice and comfy. Hope you've got the beverages in store, because we are about to go racing here. Thomas Comer and Kenny Brewster going to be duking it out for turn 1. What is going to happen? Lay your bets in the chat as we start a 10-minute race. Yep, 14 cars are on the grid, so we have got everyone. The screen goes black. The word sinking comes up, which means we are good to go for race number 1 of the evening. The SMRC eSports Racing Summer Championship. Lights are on, and away we go. It's a great start for Thomas Comer. Kenny Brewster has to duck into second place here, but it's all about turn 1. What is going to happen here? Are they going to be well behaved? It looks so far. Let's go a little bit further down. Oh, and there's a little bit of bump and grind on the guardrails there, but it's not too bad. Spoke too soon, and there is absolute chaos as Chris Drummond has been wiped out by that mid-pack there. Thankfully, it is just visual damage. So, as bad as that looks, they can still get themselves going on. Remember, there's not going to be any restarts for poor starts further down the grids. Back with your race leader then, Thomas Comer, as we see Kenny Brewster trying to take a little bit of a shortcut round the Grand Hotel hairpin there, but it didn't work because he just went straight into the wall. Edward, it should be, I believe it's 10 minutes plus 1 lap, but we will double check this because it seems to make up its mind when it's doing the races here. Lap 1 though of 10 minutes, as we see Thomas Comer getting it very, very wide on the exit of the Novelle chicane there. They're coming up to turn 12 to back, and Kenny Brewster still on the bumper of your race leader. Let's have a look further down then, as we see a cracking little battle going on here between Ryan Smith, that is Andrew McIlvride, and Alan Gordon that's in the wall there. That was Ryan Smith that went into the wall. Andrew McIlvride that went into the wall on the exit of the chicane there, and yeah, It's all very rough and ready right now because Alan Gordon can't seem to get that car turned round without hitting into the barrier there, and he's got Kieran Preedy right on his tail, so he is going to have to watch out. Kieran Preedy though all the way up from like 10th or 11th on the grid there, so fantastic effort there for him. Meanwhile, here's your race leaders. They are coming up to turn number 4. They're coming up, sorry, turn 3, Massenet, and then it's into turn 4, Casino. And it looks like Kenny Brewster just stalking Thomas Comer for that race lead right now. This is awesome driving right now. Very respectful from the pair of them. I'm not going to speak too soon as they go into the Grand Hotel hairpin. And look at that beautiful move around the inside for Kenny Brewster. And Kenny Brewster takes the lead. Thomas Comer has been absolutely pickpocketed as they go into Portier, and I'm pretty sure that there was a little clip of the wall there for Thomas Comer, and that allows Kenny Brewster to stretch his legs and get 0.8 of a second already. Behind them, Finlay Brunton holding on to that third place from Ryan Smith. This is a nice little battle going on as well, as we see Ryan Smith trying to get involved and get his claws on that final step of the podium right now. Edward Porter, I don't get to pick them, but I do get asked about thoughts about what track combinations and things like that. So originally they wanted to do different cars and different tracks for this, but I thought it would be much better if they stuck to one car throughout the majority of the season and actually make it a proper championship. They wanted to replicate real life events like the Indy 500 and things like that, and I think it would just make it too difficult. Wonderful move up the inside there though. Ryan Smith takes third place from Finlay Brunton. Finlay Brunton into the wall there, and very slow indeed. And look at this, Kenny Brewster still having to fight off Thomas Comer. Thomas Comer, well, wonderful turn 1 there, Sandoval on the run up to Beau Rivage, and then turn 3 is going to be Massenet. I think Thomas Comer might have clipped the wall on the outside there, because he's dropped about 1.5 seconds there. He's dropping back very rapidly. It's now 2 seconds as we see Kenny Brewster blitzing down this road. And this is exhibition driving right now from Kenny Brewster as he goes round the Grand Hotel hairpin. Let's have a look further down the order then, as we see Alan Gordon fighting it out with Annie Butterworth. Now Annie Butterworth was actually down in 13th or 12th place there. She's got herself all the way up into 7th place, so a storming drive so far from Annie Butterworth. We'll just ignore the little head on into Portier there, but Alan Gordon's going to have to watch his mirrors right now, because that pace is very fast indeed. Ryan Smith though still holding on to Finlay Brunton, who is behind him. Finlay was in third place and got beat, I think it was Larascas that last lap round. They're about 4.5 seconds behind your race leader, Kenny Brewster. Kenny Brewster still with that 2-second lead over Thomas Comer in 2nd place. Just watching these two fighting it out. Finlay Brunton must be absolutely furious to have given that third place up. We've seen the pace that Finlay's got all through the championship and indeed the spring championship as well. A little clip of the rear wheels, but that's absolutely fine. Just to remind you that it is only visual damage that is on these cars. Right, further back down the field, we've got a cracking little battle going on between Kevin Barry and Chris Drummond as he tries to recover his way around there. Oh, we've got a bit of contact there. I think that was that Kieran Preedy. Kieran Preedy's dropped all the way down from, I think he was in about 7th place, and he's now having a fight with Chris Drummond here. Chris Drummond is not going to be a happy driver. He's got the pace to make that car a lot faster than it is, and he's just getting caught up left, right and centre through all of these cars, and they're coming up to Massenet just now. Surely that's way too much speed from Chris Drummond. Oh, and he's been shown into the barriers there from Kieran Preedy. It's rough and ready racing, and I get the feeling the protest forums are going to be very busy tonight then. Back with that battle for third place, and Ryan Smith now opened up a bit of a gap there over Finlay Brunton. The gap now 1.2 seconds. They were nose to tail, and that has stretched out very nicely indeed. In fact, all of the cars really have now opened up a bit of a gap there, and we've got a car facing the wrong way. Who is that was facing the wrong way there? That is Thomas Comer. That was your 2nd place man. Thomas Comer gets it also very, very wrong at the exit of Novelle Chicane and goes all the way down into 8th place. So that is an absolute disaster with just 3 minutes left to go. And Thomas Comer really, really having a very poor form of luck there. Back to 2nd place then. Ryan Smith now just 0.5 of a second ahead of big bad Finlay Brunton. Staring down the barrel of that gun, the Ginetta GT5. Finlay's going to have to get a move on, but he might settle for 3rd place. No, I don't even know why I just said that. Finlay will never settle for 3rd place. He will be chasing down that 2nd place. Ian, tyre wear is off. I checked the settings after the comments about tyre wear being on for last week. Tyre wear is off, so it should have been off through all of the sessions. Kenny Brewster though now 5 seconds ahead of everybody else on the field. As we see Ryan Smith making his way around. Finlay Brunton though just 0.3 of a second behind him. We've got one retirement already. Darryl Adams out in YouTube. He's already making his thoughts very, very clear on the actions tonight. If there's any ocean... Oh my goodness me! I was trying to say if there's any objections, Darryl, then obviously you've got that protest form, but Finlay Brunton takes advantage rather of a poor mistake from Ryan Smith there, an uncharacteristic mistake from Ryan Smith there. He got it all wrong on the entry to Novelle Chicane, and I did make that point during the onboard lap. It's so easy to lock up the brakes or to choose the wrong braking point on there, and I think he just clipped the inside wall there, and that pushed the car straight across the chicane. That gave him a slow down penalty, and that loses Ryan Smith that 2nd place. Kenny Brewster then on lap number 6. We've got just a minute to go in this race, so a much truncated race. This is a little bit better actually, because it means that we can get things onto the Xbox probably on time tonight then. Back for the battle for 10th and 11th place there. Steve Clark fighting it out with Kieran Preedy right now. We come in towards turn 1. Kieran Preedy looking mighty quick, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything about that as they come up to Massenet. And I think we are looking like that is going to be all she wrote for the rest of the race. Kenny Brewster looking absolutely dominant, 5 seconds in the lead ahead of Finlay Brunton, who in turn is 2.5 seconds ahead of Ryan Smith. Now Ryan Smith is falling into the clutches of Andrew McIlvride, but with this being the final lap that I think that we're away to start here, we'll find out in just a second. So we'll learn together, Edward, what the answer to your question is, whether it's checkered flag on the time finishing or if we get one extra lap. But either way, Kenny Brewster has this one surely right now in the bag. Just a couple more corners left to go. But a fantastic effort as well. Just quickly mention Annie Butterworth. She's all the way up to 6th place after that. So we come across the line just now. Yep, there we go. So race is complete then. So it does end on the time. So Kenny Brewster wins heat number 1. Finlay Brunton finishes in 2nd place. It's going to be a 3rd place for Ryan Smith. 4th place is going to go the way of Andrew McIlvride. 5th place for Alan Gordon, then Annie Butterworth in 6th place. It's going to be Stuart Anderson taking 7th, and then it is Thomas Comer looking so good for the majority of that race up in 2nd place, and then a huge moment at the end of Novelle Chicane costs him that podium and all the way down to 8th place. 9th place is going to be Kevin Barry, 10th place is going to be Stephen Clark, and then Kieran Preedy in 11th with Chris Drummond after that excellent qualifying session in 12th place, and then it is going to be Glenn Alcock finishing out the grid in 13th place there. So we'll get a copy of the results there. and let Glenn finish off his lap. We'll take a very, very short break. And when we come back, we will be live for race number 2. Welcome back for race number 2. So a brilliant race win in heat number 1 for Kenny Brewster. Finlay Brunton gets some valuable points in that race as well. In turn 1 claimed many people. Will we see the same in the next one? We are live for qualifying. There's a reminder of who you have got out there just now. We have got Finlay Brunton, Chris Drummond, Ryan Smith, Kieran Preedy, Thomas Comer, Annie Butterworth, Glenn Alcock. We've got Kenneth Brewster, Stephen Clark, Stuart Anderson. We've got Alan Gordon, Andrew McIlvride. We've also got Kevin Barry and then Darryl Adams. So let's have a look. So we are live then. We'll pop over the screen so you can see. We're currently looking at Thomas Comer, who is chilling into the garage. Right, the reason I'm laughing is because here we go, the Cormac Patterson Andrew Gilman club are in, and I got sent a photo last night. Now, there's a bit of a running joke that they are the founding members of the David Christie Appreciation Society, but the thing is I actually got sent the screenshots last night. There's actually a Facebook page. I'm equal parts kind of like shy and slightly like quite yeah, it makes me feel good, guys. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Hashtag DCAG all day long. 7.5 minutes left to go in qualifying then, and are we going to see a repeat performance? Is Kenny Brewster going to take a clean sweep of races tonight? yeah. Send me an invite to the DCAG, and I'll be part of that fun. It's difficult to take the racing seriously when you guys come on board, but you'll see Cormac Patterson out tonight and Andrew Gilman, I believe, out tonight in the Xbox sessions after this one as well. Let's have a look. My goodness me, they haven't waited at all for the times to come in, as we see Darryl Adams straight in there with a 1:44.778. Ryan Smith 1:44.840 as well. Now we only have 13 drivers in this qualifying, so we had 14 in the lobby, and I'm trying to figure out who is missing right now. We've got Kieran Preedy's in here, so yeah, we've got a bit of a missing person at the moment, so we'll try and figure out that one. But certainly we started the session with the 14 cars in the lobby, so somebody has just pretty much just disappeared. Five minutes left to go, and it is Darryl Adams having a horrid first race, and he's looking to make amends for that, and he's doing that by getting straight to the top of the timing screens. Looking very fast, but there you go, Kenny Brewster right back up, 1:44.678. That is absurdly fast. Well spotted, James McCracken. What has happened to Finlay Brunton? Right, let's see if we can sneakily send him. Oh, there he is. Big B has reappeared. Panic is over. Nobody needs to worry. We're fine. Finlay Brunton's back in the room. Right. It should let him back in because we're over 3 minutes left to go. Edward, my weekend was absolutely fantastic. I had a day off on Saturday, and then today I've mostly been watching the end of the Le Mans 24-hour virtual. Did you guys all watch that? Did you enjoy it? I think that's one of the best produced sim racing events that we've had. Welcome back, Mr. Finlay Brunton. He is back on track at the moment. Now, one man who hasn't set a time is Thomas Comer. Thomas Comer is still in the pits. What's going on there? Daryl Adams is in the pits though, but he feels he's done enough. 1:44.778, and I've got to be honest, I'd feel pretty happy with that as well. Cameron Evans, you absolute legend. Thank you so much for that. That's a top comment right there. Let's have a look then. 2.5 minutes left to go, and I do wonder about Daryl Adams. Has he pitted too early, do we think? Because there's still potentially time for him to get knocked off that second spot there. But I mean, front row of the grid, you can't argue with that. Ryan Smith certainly 1:44.780, and the spread again between the top 9 just 1 second. So great to see that. As we see Glenn Alcock there, 12th place. He's been struggling to get pace. Now, he can go faster. He did do a 1:46 in the last qualifying session, but doing a 1:47.577. Somebody did just leave the pits, but I think that was further down the field. I think that might have been Kevin Barry actually, because Daryl Adams. I don't know why we're still on the pit lane there. Let's have a look at your current pole man, Kenny Brewster. As we see, Ryan Smith is back in. So is Daryl Adams still. Chris Drummond though on a hot lap just now, did a 1:45.246. Cormac Patterson multi-21. There's some team orders getting shouted out in chat, and I've got a funny feeling that they're going to come back to haunt those two when we actually get into the race there. 12 cars on laps at the moment. 2.8 seconds is the gap all the way back down to 12th place there, and here comes Finlay Brunton. He's going to be coming along to finish one of his laps and possibly start his final lap of qualifying. Goes across the line. What can Finlay Brunton do? 1:46.4. Now he is capable of much faster than that, so that puts him into 12th place. He's going to have to hope that he gets a much better lap than that. Kenny Brewster on his way round through the Grand Hotel hairpin, and then into Portier, and then into that iconic Monaco tunnel. .20 seconds left to go in this final qualifying session for the PlayStation 4. Again, what a close battle we have. 1 second between the top 9 cars is just a fantastic spread of talent. So excellent stuff. Cormac, guys, you fill me with the flattery. Although I'll be honest with you, the iRacing one, I really enjoyed that, just because of how good we could make it look with that overlay and the timing when we got it working properly in race 2. That's what, if we could get that working for Project Cars 2, that would be absolutely amazing. But it is what it is, and what it is Kenny Brewster taking pole again from Daryl Adams, 1:44.678 to 1:44.778, and then Ryan Smith in 3rd place, 1:44.780. It's going to be Andrew McIlvride in 4th place, 1:45.018, and then Chris Drummond with a 1:45.246 takes 5th place. Alan Gordon in 6th. and then it's Stephen Clark in 7th place, Kieran Preedy in 8th, and then Stuart Anderson in 9th place. Annie Butterworth drops back down to 10th place, but we know she can make her way through the field as well. Kevin Barry down in 12th, and then that is Glenn Alcock going to come across the line just now. What can he do? 1:46.736. So that's about the pace that he had on the last race. I'm happy with that. That's much more respected from yeah, never mind. I knew what I was trying to say, but never mind. Glenn Alcock there showing a much more representative lap time there, because that's the word I was looking for. And then Thomas Comer, weirdly, not setting a lap at all. So I wonder if we're going to see Thomas Comer out on track at all there, because he didn't take part in qualifying. So that is your 14 cars for our final race for the PlayStation. Kenny Brewster on pole. Can he convert that to a second win on the bounce? You would not bet against that happening, to be honest. So the cars are about to line up onto the grid, and we are going to get ourselves ready. I hope you've got all your refreshments, all the popcorn, because this one is going to be mighty, mighty tasty, ladies and gentlemen. The cars just sinking themselves up onto the grid. Who do we think is going to be the dark horse in this one? I've got my eye on Kieran Preedy down in 8th place. We know that he's very, very fast, but he just didn't get the break last time round. We also know that Chris Drummond has got a lot of pace here. Cormac, who do I want to win the race? I don't really have anybody that I want to win the race. I just want to see a nice, clean turn one. And get everyone through. That's what I want to see happen. Kenny Brewster, I want to see a Kenny Brewster coming under pressure and having a real fight, because that was almost happening with Thomas Comer in race 1, and then he just sort of stretched his legs. Thomas Comer made the mistake at the end of Novelle Chicane and lost all those positions, put him all the way down into 8th place. So we're still waiting to sync back up. I wonder if we are actually having problems with Thomas Comer's connection here, because we are waiting an exceedingly long time, but we will take as long as it takes to get everyone up on and ready on the grids. I think they get 2 minutes in which they can ready up and get themselves sorted out for that. So we will be going green very, very shortly here. And then after this, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we will be doing the Xbox. Cormac, you think I should feature in the Le Mans rounds? Just do an entire heat from on board from me and commentate through it. That sounds like a plan, actually. We might be able to make that one work. But remember, we have got 2 extra commentators coming on board to help out through the remaining session. So we'll make that announcement next week. I'm hoping... There we go. That's the 2 minutes up then. And indeed, we have lost Thomas Comer, so I have no idea what's happened with him. But here we go. 3 seconds on the board. The lights go out, and away we go. Kenny Brewster gets a great start, and so does Ryan Smith from 3rd place. He moves up into 2nd, and that is brilliant, brilliant stuff there. Everything's looking a little bit cleaner. Let's go further back, and it looks like indeed we've got 13 cars that have successfully made it through turn 1. That is what I wanted to see. Now the hell can break loose. That's fine. They can all, do bad things. But we're through turn 1, and what a race we're in store for right now. Massenet, the cars come piling through, then down through Casino. It's still Kenny Brewster in the lead on lap 1 here in towards Mirabeau, and then down in towards the Grand Hotel hairpin. And there's not been any real big issues. Oh my goodness, we spoke way too soon. Huge monstrous accident there, and we've got a car humming to reverse there. I think that was let's have a look who that was. That might have, surely that wasn't Glenn Alcock. I don't think it was. Was that Stuart Anderson? Yeah, Stuart Anderson looks to be the one that went flying 25 feet up into the air. It is. Look at the damage to his car. Again, thankfully, it's just visual damage on these cars, so the performance not affected in any way whatsoever. Through the final couple of corners into the poolside, and Kenny Brewster making it look so easy. But look at Ryan Smith now. He's starting to close up quite fast indeed. 0.5 of a second between your leader and second place, and with just 8 minutes left to go, every single corner counts now in this race. We've got into the pit lane Alan Gordon. That's going to be for a jump start then, so that is an absolute disaster for Alan Gordon. That's going to drop him all the way to the back of the field there, and he's going to have to try and plough his way back through that. Let's have a look though. Chris Drummond trying to fight off Kim Barry. We've got contact again. Stuart Anderson involved there. Oh, and there's contact again. Cars driving onto the middle of the track, and that is just poor stuff altogether, as we see Stuart Anderson and Finlay Brunton involved in that one as well. So Stuart Anderson and Finlay Brunton coming into big trouble with each other there. You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. And Finlay Brunton, this has been a weekend to forget for him. We've seen the pace that he had. Again, I can think that the protest forum is going to be lighting itself up on fire. And the really weird thing as well is that, oh my goodness me, as Ryan Smith clips the curb on the exit of Neville chicane, that loses him at least a second, and that throws him right into the clutches of Darrell Adams. Darrell Adams, who throws himself into the barrier himself. These guys need to just calm down and take less corner speed into it, and try and just keep themselves on top of their game. Ian Wilson, that's an excellent point about the rejoins. We saw that in the virtual Le Mans as well. We saw Catherine Legg in the prototype rejoining after a spin straight into the oncoming path of a Corvette GTE, and getting a stop-go penalty for that. And remember, these are adjudicated races that we are going through just now, so every time there's a protest we take a recording from multiple angles, send it off to the virtual clerk of the course, and then they make a decision. Now, there was lots of decisions made after round one, and there's a lot of drivers on warnings and final warnings, so you know this could escalate quite quickly. But have a look at that. Ryan Smith now having to do all that he can to hold off from Darrell Adams. Darrell Adams breathing down his neck. Let's go on board, or at least on chase cam with Darrell Adams. Wonderful view that we get here coming round the Grand's Hotel hairpin. And then into Portier. And Darrell Adams looks to have the run on Ryan Smith right now. Is he going to make a move on the exit of tunnel? Is he bump drafting Ryan Smith right now? Glued together. And I wonder, hang on, are these two working together? Because Darrell Adams could have made a move there, and he didn't. Instead, he was pushing Ryan Smith. I wonder if these two are working together to try and catch up. As me and Keir Riley would say, bump me. That is exactly what I think just happened there, because that gap is now down to 1.4 seconds from the leader to second place there. So some interesting work there from Darrell Adams to catch up to second place and give him a bit of a nudge to try and catch up to your race leader there. Whether or not it's going to actually help, because now look at that, Stephen Clark getting involved in the mix here, and we'll go back to the trackside camera. That has compromised Darrell Adams. So 4.5 minutes left to go, and look at Stephen Clark looking every which way to try and make that move stick down in turn one, but it's not going to happen. They're going to run up the hill. Beau Rivage meets them head on, and then it's going to be into Massenet. There's no real overtaking opportunities for Stephen Clark right now. He's just going to have to wait his time and hold on to his patience to make that one work. As we see Darrell Adams run wide at Massenet, that's going to give Stephen Clark all the opportunity that he needs. Jinx one way or the other. Around the outside, never! That is never going to work at Mirabel. Bonus points for trying though. That's wonderful driving there from Stephen Clark. So fantastic racing we're seeing here in race number 2. Let's go further back there, because Andrew McIlvright currently fighting it out with Alan Gordon, and Andrew McIlvright's car has certainly seen better days. I think it's off to the scrapyards on Monday. Oh, and a big moment there for Alan Gordon. Loses it at the end of Portier there. He's going to have to be very, very careful here not to cause any more accidents. And there you go, that is how you do a rejoin there. Well, big drama now, hang on, because the fight between Daryl Adams and Stephen Clark has now dropped off the back end of that Leeds battle. So now this battle for last place on the podium is its own separate thing completely. 3 minutes left to go, and Stephen Clark putting Daryl Adams under all sorts of pressure right now. Let's go on board with Daryl Adams. There we go, on board. As they come up Beau Rivage. And again, Stephen Clark just patiently waiting for his opportunity, and that's very, very wide for Daryl Adams round at Massenet. He compromises his entry in towards Casino, and that brings him right back up. Round through Mirabeau. Nice move up the inside, can't make it work. A little bit of contact there, but nothing more than a love tap into the Grand Hotel. Hairpin. Oh, he's desperately trying. Is he going to try and fight it up the inside here at Portier? Gets a good run out, but he's going to have to wait till at least through the tunnel as well. And we'll go back to our trackside camera then. Cracking little battle we've got going on here for third and fourth place. We're going to stay with this because Ryan Smith now falling further and further back in towards this battle, and this is now going to be a 3-car battle for second place. As did we just see somebody going off there? Or was that that was Daryl Adams. Daryl Adams going straight on at the end of Novelle chicane there, and that drops him down out of that fight to fourth place. So it's now Ryan Smith with hot on his heels is going to be Stephen Clark. Annie Butterworth, though, we did say she started 10th place on the grid, has got herself all the way up to 5th place. And what a brilliant, brilliant drive there from Annie Butterworth, determined and very, very strong. And actually, Daryl Adams is just a second in front of her, so this might not be over. But we are on the last lap of the race, 50 seconds left to go. Kenny Brewster making it look again so easy, and he's on course for 2 out of 2 here in the SMRC eSports Racing Summer Championship. Coming down in towards Mirabeau just now for the final time, 3.5 seconds ahead of everybody else on the track at least. Stephen Clark has a bit of a moment coming into Mirabeau as well. He's desperately trying to catch on to the back of Ryan Smith there. I don't think it's going to happen. Kenny Brewster, though, through Portier, under the Motel sign, into the tunnel for the final time. That iconic GT5 roar rips across the Monte Carlo coastline, down into the Novelle chicane. Now let's have a look at this battle now, because it's just half a second between Ryan Smith and Stephen Clark. This is going to get tasty into the final couple of corners. We're going to try and keep an eye on Kenny Brewster, but we have to keep an eye on this brilliant, scintillating battle for second place. Ryan Smith is going to hold out through the final couple of chicanes just now into the poolside. And then it's down in towards La Rascasse for the final time. He's done it. He's going to make that work. But Kenny Brewster, ladies and gentlemen, is going to make it 2 out of 2 through Anthony Nose. And then it is across the line. Race number 2 won by Kenny Brewster. Second place is going to be just, and I mean just, by Ryan Smith. Stephen Clark takes third place. It's going to be Daryl Adams in fourth, with Annie Butterworth in fifth place. It's going to be Andrew McIlvright coming round through into sixth place there. Kieran Preedy with an excellent seventh place despite where he started. Eighth place for Chris Drummond. Alan Gordon in ninth place. Oh, big moment there, and there's a huge argument going on for Alan Gordon and there for Finlay Brunton, and that's not over just yet. Well, that is going to be a massive, massive investigation after the race is over. Stuart Anderson in 11th place, 12th place for Glenn Alcock, and then 13th place for Kevin Barry. My goodness me. What do you possibly say about that? I mean, yeah. Other than, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Right, that is us then for the PlayStations. So we will save that replay and we will jump to a very, very quick break. And when we come back, we will be live with Xbox Heat number 1. So apologies ladies and gentlemen, we are just taking an extra couple of minutes. We're having a bit of a technical issue with the Xbox server getting set up, but it looks like we're resolved, so we should be ready to go with qualifying in just 3 minutes time. So we should be on for a 7:15 start. Well, you'll be glad to know that we're finally up and running. We are loading into the server for our final sessions of the evening. Apologies about the delay. Always Xbox. Always Xbox. So, no idea why that is. We'll be heading off to the track very soon. We'll go and mute the party chat so you don't get any tasteful conversation that goes on in the in-game chat, because goodness knows I can imagine it'll be quite quite something. Just a reminder then, we've got 2 10-minute races coming up. We've also got 2 qualifying sessions as well. Thank you very much for staying with us tonight. And we'll go and do that just now. Start party. There we go. So we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be heading over trackside for the qualifying session number 1. And there we go, 13 cars out on track. We do not have Ross Dunn with us for some reason, and Ross hasn't accepted the invites. Ross, if you are watching and you haven't got it, let me know and I'll send another one. But again, guys, it is super important that you appear as online. Now, I'm going to apologise because my controller is acting a little bit funny, so we'll try and rest it just now, just so we can have a little look at who we've got out here just now then. We have got Cormac Patterson, Aidan Wilson, Angus Scrivener, Andrew McKinley, James Black, Bryn Hawkins, Chris Cherry, Andrew Gilman, Jake Kennedy, Cameron Evans, we've got Josh McNabb, Tony Logie and Callum Reid. That is who we've got out on circuit just now. 8.5 minutes left to go, and I wonder if we're going to get the 144s that we saw earlier on. So that's what we're going to be looking out for. 8 minutes left to qualifying. Let's go. There we go. So confirmation then from Ross Dunn that he's not able to take his place. So that's why we don't see him on the grid at the moment. Let's head up then. Your current leader by de facto, Chris Cherry, at the moment. Mark Chappelle, yep, we certainly will do. We'll have a little look. I was off getting some snackies, so we're set up for the final hour of racing here at Monaco. And just waiting on the drivers putting their first couple of times in, as we see Cormac Patterson heading off into pit lane, starting his lap again. And I'm wondering what sort of lap times. Oh my goodness me, that was somebody coming in very, very hot into the corner there. That was turn number 8. That was Portier that we saw a car going slamming into the wall there. But never mind. So the first couple of times are going to start coming through just now with 6.5 seconds or 6.5 minutes on the qualifying session. John Glover, yep, I'm sure you would love to have it, buddy. If we'd had advance notice, we possibly could have done something, but it is what it is. These are your 13 finalists. We tend to not invite a reserve list, if that makes sense. It's just a case of whoever qualifies for the final qualifies for the final. Let's have a look then. So first time's coming in 1:45.096 for Aidan Wilson. No surprises there. We know he's fast, but have a look at that. Josh McNabb 1:45.197. We know he's fast as well, so they are going to have a cracker of a race. Angus Scrivener 1:46.793. And then it is Bryn Hawkins 1:46.852. And of course, remember, any penalties would have been served at the heats, so they don't carry over into the finals. Aidan Wilson, though, just making his way through Grand Hotel Hairpin at the moment. We see Josh McNabb coming through the tunnel just now, down into Novell chicane. Again, the pair of them looking very, very fast. Another car into, oh my goodness me, Josh McNabb messes it up big time at the end of the Novell chicane and goes straight into the wall. Wow. I don't think he's going to be making any improvements on that lap. 4.5 minutes left to go. And it's still Ian Wilson from Josh McNabb from Cameron Evans, as we see Tony Logie jumping up into third place. Now Tony Logie, we haven't really spoken much about him. He was dominant in his heat earlier on through the week. Made a lasting impression, streaking away from the group. So he's around some faster drivers though tonight. So I don't know if he's going to be able to do that as well tonight. Andrew McKinley up into third place there. So the 145s at the moment. As of yet, we don't have a 144. So the Xbox drivers not on the same pace right now as the PlayStation 4 drivers. Read into that what you will. Angus Scrivener down in 6th place there with a 146.793 and a big spread. And just as I've said that, Cameron Evans says thank you very much, 144.646. So that is a very, very fast lap there from Cameron Evans. And now we're going to start seeing the final lap starting to come in, because obviously we've only got 3 minutes left to go in the qualifying session. And it's all about the bragging rights really for this first race of the evening. 5 drivers within 0.6 of a second, and then it really is the best of the rest, because it's 146s and 147s all the way down. So we'll look at Josh McNabb here as he comes through the pool side and then into La Rascasse. Makes it look incredibly straightforward there, but a great lap on the way here for Josh McNabb. Little swipe of the barrier with the tail of the Ginetta GT5. What can he do as he comes across the line? He doesn't improve. It's still a 145.197 is his fastest time, as we see Tony Logie jumping up with a 144.897 as well. So Tony Logie now 2nd place on the grid there, with Aidan Wilson in 3rd place, and then Josh McNabb in 4th. We've got Andrew McKinley in 5th, with James Black jumping up into 6th place now, 146.700. And again, they're about a second off of the pace of the rest of the cars here. Bryn Hawkins in 8th place. We've got Callum Reid down in 9th, and then Andrew Gilman in 10th place, with Cormac Patterson in 11th. Cormac was given all the big licks in terms of the chat on Wednesday night, promising us 144s from himself, and then swiftly backtracking. So 147.859. Now he has got more in the tank. We've seen him do 146s. Can he do that this time by? Again, a little clip of the curb on the way past, but no issues whatsoever for Cormac Patterson. He comes across the line just now. 147.136 for Cormac Patterson. So a slight improvement there, but not really enough to get him up into contention. Certainly not up in with the top 6 drivers. Let's jump on board there. One of the drivers getting a little bit of support there is Bryn Hawkins. Just moves up into 6th place there, 146.625. So the time's starting to slowly come down, with just 40 seconds left to go in this first qualifying session. It is still your pole sitter Cameron Evans with a stunning 144.646, and then it's Tony Logie 144.897. Those two are the only drivers who have gone sub 145 here at Monte Carlo. 2 seconds. Qualifying is over then. Cameron Evans comes across the line, can't improve that time round. So Cameron Evans, as it stands, is on provisional pole as we see the rest of the cars making their way round. Tony Logie in second place as well, trying to get round. I think he clipped the barrier there on the edge of Nouvelle Chicane as he comes round to back. Yeah, he's definitely scrubbed his lap there. That is not going to be an improvement for Tony Logie. Ian Wilson is going to be happy with third place, 1:45.096, and Josh McNabb has to settle himself for fourth place. Andrew McKinley in fifth, Bryn Hawken in sixth place. We've got James Black in seventh. We've got Angus Scrivener in 8th place. Cormac Patterson moves himself up to 9th place, and then it is Callum Reid in 10th with Andrew Gilman in 11th place and Jay Kennedy in 12th place, and rounding out the field at the back, Chris Cherry. As we know, that means nothing because anything can and usually has happened in the Xbox. So as a reminder, the drivers were reminded that if the session is stopped before or with more than 2.5 minutes left to go in the session, it will be abandoned and it will be a restart. It will take as long as it takes. We will get that going on. But in the meantime, there is your pole sitter, Cameron Evans, looking very, very happy. 1:44.646, 2/10 of a second from your dominant heat winner there, Tony Logie. And this is going to be a cracking battle being set up. So, everyone in chat, let me know who you are rooting for this evening. I want to know whose back you have for the race. Remember, it's a 10-lap race. Sorry, a 10-minute race, excuse me. That was a bit unfortunate. Right, so the cars are on the grids. 13 cars taking part in this final. We've lost one car already. Ross Dunn unable to make his position tonight. Aidan Wilson from J. Hig. Is that John Higgins Jr.? John Higgins. DK Wasp all the way. DK Wasp isn't even in this. And then Josh McNabb is popular with some as well. Right, here we go. Engine notes rise. The GT5s roar into life here. Lights are on. Away we go at Monte Carlo for race 1 of the Xbox One finals here. Round 2 of the SMRC eSports Racing Summer Championship. And it's a lead still held on to by Cameron Evans. We see a car going up the inside there. That's Aidan Wilson fighting off with Josh McNabb. And Josh McNabb just takes that third place there from Aidan Wilson there. So he's been caught sleeping into turn number 1. We go off into turn 3 then, and then it's into Casino, and it's all looking very, very fair and above board. I'm wanting to check further down the order, but I don't want to miss any of the action that's going on with first and second right now. Can't really see any big cars at the back there, and Cormac Patterson caught there. He's away at the back, and he's come into some sort of grief there, but gets himself going again. As we see some, that was a very, very aggressive move there, and I think that was who was that? That was Chris Cherry there that had a big side swipe there. That'll definitely be getting looked at by the stewards after the race. Very, very aggressive move there. Cameron Evans just ahead in the lead from Tony Logie, and there is Josh McNabb in that 3-car train as well. This is thrilling stuff to start off our evening for the Xbox races then. The round to back, turn number 12. Tony Logie takes a look up the inside. There's no room to make that work just now. Through the chicane and into poolside, and Josh McNabb makes it side by side, and there's contact, and this is rough and ready racing. Josh McNabb forces his way round, and I wonder if there's going to be any slowdown penalties. Tony Logie is not going to be letting that one slip. I can absolutely guarantee you that one right now. Tony Logie is going to be furious, absolutely fizzing in that green Ginetta GT5. Meanwhile, this hands everything right now to Cameron Evans. He's 4/10 of a second as Josh McNabb runs into the barrier there at turn 1, tries to squeeze out Tony Logie on the entry into turn 3 here. Contact again, side by side, Josh McNabb and Tony Logie, and it's going to be Tony Logie that moves up into second place there. Josh McNabb tries to force the matter. It's never going to work. There's 2 cars in the casino. Oh my goodness me, saw that one coming a mile off, and Tony Logie has been sent sideways into the air, and there's carnage at casino. Oh my goodness me, you hate to see it. Cars just coming piling in right now. Well, that was just absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. Right, personal opinion right now. I don't need to see the replay on that. That got far too heated, far too aggressive between Josh McNabb there and Tony Logie. That really didn't need to happen. Really didn't need to happen. One of the two of them had to back off there. And yeah, I think we're going to see some severe action being dished out from the stewards. Never mind, visual damage only, and the cars are still within about 5 seconds of each other. So they've blown the chance of getting the lead right now. That's gone. But the cars can still fight each other for that final spot on the podium there. That was terrible action there. But yeah, what can you say? It is what it is. We've just got to pick the bones out of it as we see Tony Logie making a clean move around the outside there to take back that final position there. And we see again Josh McNabb being so aggressive around the outside there into the wall there, and then makes it stick. So Josh McNabb up into 4th place there. He is hunting down Tony Logie. Right, let's go back with your race leaders then, because up in the lead, Cameron Evans is off. He's off into the distance. He's busy opening the popcorn and opening the champagne right now. Angus Scrivener, God knows how he's done that, right? He was up into, I think he started 8th place, and now he's 2nd on the grid. So that is a stunning performance. Tony Logie into 3rd place, almost makes a meal of it into turn 3, into Massenet, but he thinks better of it. And look at that, Josh McNabb still behind him, about 2 seconds behind that gap. Yeah, it's a really difficult one. I think what we'll do is we'll save that, and if you're wanting, we can go over that for about 5-10 minutes after. I think we need to kind of pick through what happened there. There was certainly, and a huge moment for Tony Logie. Tony Logie spins it on the exit of turn 8, on the exit of Portier, and just gets going again. So Tony Logie now, of his own volition, has lost it down into 8th place. And that hands 3rd place to Josh McNabb. And again, there's a lot of contact going on behind. This is what frustrates me. When you see the PS4 races, and they can be clean, and they can be very respectful, and they can be very firm but fair, and then you see banger racing like this, it's really annoying, because this then just comes down to drivers trying too hard to keep the foot in. There's no need for it. You need to be respectful of the cars that are coming around you, and I can see a lot of penalties coming after the end of this race. So like there, 2 cars there, that absolutely did not need to happen. What on earth is going on right now? Andrew McKinley, I think that was it? They got caught up all there? I'm really not too sure. We'll have to find out who that red car was. Surely not. Surely that was Cormac Patterson. Yeah, so just to explain then, John Higgins, the way that it works is we don't assign penalties in the game right now. We don't have any way of assigning. Project Cars 2 doesn't allow you to manually assign penalties for drivers. What happens is that we basically look into the incidents post-race, and then if they either get warnings, they get excluded from qualifying, they will get excluded from a round and disqualified from the previous round past there, or they get excluded from the whole championship. Remember now, this is a paying championship. These drivers are paying to take part, as many of you are, in some of the other championships. So it makes it very frustrating for us all to see what is going on here. And I can see some big disciplinary action being handed out, because yeah, this is not holding the Xbox lot in a very good light. However, nonetheless, let's get on with it. 2.5 minutes left to go here, and it has been an exemplary race. I feel really bad for Cameron Evans. He's been out there in front, running 1:45.9s. Brilliant, brilliant race, and we've kind of ignored him because of all the drama and melee kicking off behind him. Another man doing an excellent job right now. Angus Scrivener in second place, and Josh McNabb in third place. I have a very strong hunch that he will not be holding on to that place, but again, it is just a hunch at the moment. Andrew Gilman in fourth place with what is left of his Ginetta GT4. Again, it is just visual damage, so it doesn't affect the drivers or the cars in any way whatsoever. And again, we see this ultra aggressive racing between Tony Logie, between Andrew McKinley, between Cormac Patterson down there as well, and this is only going to end in tears. Tony Logie up the inside there, and that was really nice of James Black. Saw the faster car coming through and just says, yep, you take it, mate, I'm just in it for the points. And that is how you race. If you know a car is faster than you, you don't hold them. Again, John, that's it's not a decision for me. So again, what happens is I make the replays, we'll send them off to the virtual clerk of the course, and then they make the decision on that. So here we go then with just a minute and a half, and yeah, absolutely, Edward. You know, we all come and watch these to watch some great racing. We've all been in some really frustrating sim races ourselves. It's just annoying. It spoils it for everyone, so we try and cut down, but we can't do that while the racing is going on. It's a post-race thing, so we'll deal with it afterwards. 1 minute left to go then, and it is still Cameron Evans who's been absolutely showing things up at the front of the field. That is how you should be doing it. 6 laps done, and almost 30 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. 11 seconds ahead of Angus Scrivener, and then 15 seconds ahead of Josh McNabb there. Fourth place there for Andrew Gilman, and then Tony Logie in fifth place, and then James Black in sixth. Yeah, that is an idea, Mark Chappelle, about putting damage on, but then conversely, that's when it can actually genuinely spoil other people's races. Imagine how frustrated you'd be if you get caught in a 3-car pile-up and you're nothing to do with it, and then suddenly your car's absolutely broken. At least this way, they still have a chance to try and fight and get back into the race here. James Black in 6th place there, Jay Kennedy in 7th, Andrew McKinley still fighting it out into 8th place there. These two have been absolutely throwing it about left, right and centre, and that is surely going to get looked into again. That was a definite punt there from Andrew McKinley onto Jay Kennedy. Cormac Patterson ahead of Westy V8. That is of course Callum Reid, and then Aidan Wilson at the back of that train with Chris Cherry trying to make his way round as well. As I think that's just some of the debris that's left lying on the track, the volumes of debris left lying on the track. But there we go, Cameron Evans comes across the line to win a very difficult, a very trying and a very challenging race 1 for the Xbox here. It's not been the Xbox's finest hour, we'll absolutely say that, but Angus Scrivener is going to take that anyway. Those two have been utterly exemplary. Josh McNabb is going to take 3rd place pending any stewards' inquiries after that one. James Black gets a fantastic 4th place there, as we see Andrew Gilman, oh my goodness me, Andrew Gilman again, case in point. And Andrew McKinley, that is absolute. I'm at a loss for words. I really am at a loss for words there. Big contact there on the penultimate corner there, coming into Lara Scass there. Tony Logie takes 4th. We've got James Black in 5th after a time penalty applied. Andrew McKinley in 6th place. 7th place is Andrew Gilman. 8th place is Cormac Patterson. We've got then in 9th place we have got Callum Reid. Jay Kennedy in 10th place, and then in 11th we have got Chris Cherry, Ian Wilson and Bryn Hawkins. We'll take a quick picture of that and we'll save the replay. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go and shout at them in voice chat, so I'll turn my mic off for just now. We'll take a very, very quick break. So there we go. The second race is a way to start. We've got qualifying a way to go on just now. Some very stern words have been had with the drivers. Obviously, yeah, just along the lines of calm it down, stop being so aggressive. There's literally going to be a ton of penalties handed out, and yeah, it's not the best. Not the best. Remember, guys, there is the protest form, and that's the incidents that we look at. So check your email, you get the link to it, fill it out, and we will get that done for you. Okay, so we turn our attention to race number 2 now. Hopefully it's going to be a different kettle of fish. We are away to go and get started right now. Again, another 13 cars. Scott Malcolm, very good evening. Former teammate at Automech. Great to see you, buddy. And great to have you out here supporting. Damage needs to be on. That'll sort it out. Yes, it would sort it out. However, there is a converse argument that, unfortunately, if you're an innocent party and you get caught up in somebody else's silly, stupid accident and you get damage caused to you by that is your race 100% over. Whereas at least in this, if you get caught up in an accident, you can then still just drive through it and try and reclaim some of the race, and they'll still get penalised anyway. Whereas damage on, I would argue that there's too much option or too much chance for innocent parties to get caught up in that as well. Is that Chris Cherry facing the wrong way in qualifying? It is. It's a good job we've got ghosted cars on then, eh? Of course, it's really difficult because if you spin the car, you've got very, very little place to actually let that sort itself out. So, guys, we're going to. I'm going to go and have a soft drink while we leave you with some footage from qualifying. Right, we're back. We're good. We've been in a dark room for the past 5 minutes, listening to some peaceful birds singing and tranquil music and all that sort of good stuff. It's fine. Everything is wonderful. Right, 4.5 minutes left to go in qualifying session number 2. This is all going to go wrong, isn't it? You just know it. Right, Josh went. Oh my goodness me, Tony Logie with an uncharacteristic tank slapper coming out of Noville chicane there. Josh went 144.578. You've then got Cameron Evans 144.824. Andrew McKinley 145.257. Then it's Cormac Patterson 146.248. Oh my goodness me, contact with Tony Logie, and I think who was that? Was that Andrew Gilman that you ran into there? It wasn't, it was Angus Scrivener. Thomas, yes. Do you know what? I've actually got to a stage in my life where I can relax now and de-stress without throwing the Xbox controller across the room. Project Cars 2 doesn't do that. FIFA, however, on the other hand, when it's the 90th minute and somebody scores one of those horrible to the byline, cross it into the box goals, yeah, that's. We're calling the glaziers because there's some windows getting replaced. Anyway, back to this. 3:25 left to go in the session. Angus Scrivener going wide and very, 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 very wobbly around the corner. So Josh McNabb currently setting the pace with a 144.578, and he'll be hoping that he can get himself into some clear air and away from all of the trouble. The trouble is going to be Cameron Evans and Tony Logie, who will 100% be baying for blood right now. Andrew McKinley in 4th place, 145.257. And then Cormac Patterson 146.218. That's his fastest lap so far tonight. Andrew Gilman 146.669 is in 6th. It's going to be James Black in 7th. It's then going to be Callum Reid in 8th place, with Bryn Hawkins in 9th, and then Angus Scrivener down in 10th. Chris Cherry in 12th place, and then it is 13th place for Jay Kennedy. So actually, just to say that, Chris Cherry fires himself up into 6th place there. So yeah, he's got a lot of pace. We know that from seeing him in SLS, but it's awesome to see him actually transferring that onto the racetrack as well. So yeah, good stuff for Chris Cherry up into 6th place there. One minute left to go in the session. Remember, it's a 10-minute race, so we will be finished by 8:10 tonight. And I'm going to go and raid the alcohol cupboard because I need it after this. Oh my goodness me, what a shift tonight has been. It was all fun and games with the PS4, but I don't understand how it's always the Xbox where the driving standards just completely change. Nevertheless, Josh McNabb goes across the line. Can he improve? No, he can't. 144.578 is still the time to beat. Let's see where Cameron Evans is. Brush of the wall coming into the poolside chicane here. Down into Larascas. He's maybe going to get himself one final lap. I don't think he will, though. Comes across the line just now. What can Cameron Evans do? Doesn't improve, so it's a slower time than it was before. Let's have a look at the timings then so far. So there we go, Josh McNabb ahead of Cameron Evans on the grid, 0.2 of a second in it. Tony Logie in 3rd place with Andrew Andrew McKinley in 4th place. Ian Wilson in 5th with Chris Cherry up into 6th place there. Cormac Patterson into 7th, and then Andrew Gilman in 8th place. James Black in 9th. We have then got Callum Reid in 10th. Bryn Hawkins in 11th place. Angus Scrivener in 12th, and 13th place rounding out the field is Jay Kennedy. Chat, place your bets. What is going to happen in this second race? Are we going to have a good, clean, firm, fair race, or is it going to be an absolute bloodbath? My money is on the latter, but don't tempt fate. Personally, I'm interested to see how this goes between Josh McNabb and Tony Logie. This is like Joshua Klitschko, or another 2 random boxer names. Did those 2 ever fight? I vaguely remember 2 like separate PPV fights, and yeah, you can tell I don't really watch Boxing Down. John Glover, the points. That is a very, very good question. I will dig up the table, and I will find that one out for you, because it's in the rulebook. Because we've got more drivers in this than we did at Knockhill, so I think it goes all the way to 10th. But we'll double check on that one. There we go then. Confirmation. Wait, hang on. We didn't see that. Tony Logie jumps up to the top of the timing screens. 1:44.262. Wow. We were too busy talking about what was going to happen. Oh no. This means that Josh McNabb and Tony Logie are side by side on the grids. Oh, what is going to happen here? Thank you very much for pointing that one out. Michael Weddle, one of the championship coordinators here for the SMRC. Thank you very much. Michael just joined us for second race. I text him saying, you're going to love this. Here we go then. 13 cars on the grid. Ding ding, seconds out, round 2. 5 seconds to go on the grid. The cars light their engines up. The lights are on. Away we go. It's a great start for Tony Logie. Josh McNabb tries to cover into the inside. 3 abreast on the entry into turn 1. And Josh McNabb gets a bit of a tank slap, and oh my goodness me, it's happened! Oh no, you hate to see it. Who is all that in the background there? Let's not distract ourselves. Let's go back trackside and find out who on earth that was all there. So that was Callum Reid, Cormac Patterson, Jay Kennedy, and Bryn Hawkins again. Andrew McKinley getting all caught up in that one. So let's have a look further down, because look at that. Cameron Evans up the inside of the Grand Hotel forces Josh McNabb into the wall, and that means Tony Logie can streak away into the lead now. 4 seconds, and wow, what a race so far. So it's still Tony Logie in the lead from Cameron Evans. 3.5 seconds is the gap. Hang on a second. Who was that we saw off there? And that means... Wait a minute. Cameron Evans has a huge moment on the exit of Novell chicane there, into the back of Chris Cherry and up into the air. And Cameron Evans has to, in fact that wasn't Cameron Evans, that was somebody else behind Cameron Evans. No, it was. He had to reset and get back into the action there. This is, yeah. We're going to get ourselves through this, guys. Let's hold hands here. We'll get through this together. Armac, there is indeed a penalty system. It's just implemented post-race. There's absolutely nothing we can do in Project Cars 2. We have absolutely no control over the penalty system in-game, so it gets sent off to our virtual clerk of the course. We review all the footage, and yeah. They were given out after the last round. People were on final warnings, people were on disqualifications from qualifying, and those will be ramped up. So there is a penalty system absolutely in place, but as I say, it's just not one that we can implement in the middle of the race itself. As for the calls for a restart, it doesn't matter how many restarts we do, there is always going to be this chaos on turn 1 with the Xbox drivers, it would appear. We just have to get through it here at Monaco, and that is what Tony Logie has done. 6.5 seconds will go through it. Again, the calls for putting damage on, then more innocent people get caught up in the action, and it completely ruins the race because of other people. So that is why we don't have damage on at this circuit. Tony Logie then, lap 2, going to start lap 3 with 6.5 minutes left to go. 7 seconds now, 7 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Ian Wilson now putting Josh McNabb under all sorts of pressure. Let's go with a little bit of a chase cam view on this, because this is going to be an awesome little scrap going on right now between Ian Wilson and Josh McNabb. Josh McNabb goes a little bit deep into turn 1, and there we go. Ian Wilson makes the move around the outside of turn 1. Beautiful move there, and that leaves Josh McNabb a little bit wanting. He's very slow as he comes up towards turn 3, brings the car inside. That's going to wash him out, and then in towards turn 4 for Casino. But my goodness me, what action we've had so far in this race. So Josh McNabb gets sent down in towards 3rd place there. Now let's have a look at where Cameron Evans is, because he's fighting it out with Cormac Patterson and with Callum Reid as well. Look at that. Cormac Patterson actually all over the back of Cameron Evans right now. Cracking little battle going on here. Chris Cherry gets himself going again ahead of Andrew McKinley. Bounces straight into the wall at Portier. Just over 5 minutes left to go. And again, this isn't going to be one of those races that we're going to be writing home about. We just have to get ourselves through it, as we've got a huge melee going on through tunnel just now. Cameron Evans under all sorts of pressure here from Cormac Patterson and Callum Reid as well. They're 3 abreast as they come out the tunnel here. We've got Angus Scrivener in the mix as well. Contact, and that's going to send him straight on through the chicane. Far too much aggression here. And this is what you see towards the back of the field here, as we see Angus Scrivener getting involved with Callum Reid. Cormac Patterson tries to break away through it as well. And this is why these guys are at the back of the field. Armac, that is exactly the point. That is exactly the point I made in the halfway point of the race 1 there. Drivers need to back out. We're going to be lucky if we actually have a championship at the end of this with drivers and you know, just deciding to keep the foot in. And you may find that a lot of drivers are actually either excluded from the next round or disqualified from this round entirely. Remember, this is all about points, as we see Cormac Patterson going head first into the barrier at turn 1 through his own volition. And there was literally, in that case, that's excusable because the car behind him has absolutely nowhere to go at that speed and at that point. But Cormac Patterson head first into the wall, and cars behind him going a little bit further behind. Cameron Evans trying to fight off Angus Scrivener around the outside of Casino. He holds on to 8th place here. Meanwhile, Josh McNabb has dropped all the way off. Thank you very much for the spots on Mark Chappelle and Damien Hirst there. I just came to the tail end of that one, so again we'll have a little look through that. But Josh McNabb, sorry, into 3rd place there. James Black into 5th, ahead of Andrew McKinley. And this is the battle for 7th, 8th, 9th as well. Callum Reid ahead of Cameron Evans. So the turquoise car, that is of course Angus Scrivener. So again, we will be watching the replays of the race and sending them in. But 2 minutes 20 left to go in the session, and it's still Tony Logie out in front by a mile, 3 seconds ahead of Aidan Wilson. Now, hang on a second. Aidan Wilson has just done a 1:42.919. How? How is that actually possible? Let's have a look at Aidan Wilson here. Well, he's on the chicane, so blimey. I'm genuinely scratching my head. I don't know how that is possible that Aidan Wilson has done a 1:42.919, given that the fastest lap was a 1:44. I can only presume he's cut a corner, and then after the lap is done, he's had to give some time up. But we'll soon see in a second. This is incredible pace from Aidan Wilson, if that is the case. Look at that gap, it's down to 1.3 seconds! That is stunning speed. I mean, yeah, absolutely, guys. We know he's fast and we know he's got the talent, but this is absurd pace going on. 1:42.721 on the lap round there, and that gap is just coming down right now. So we're going to have a battle for the lead on this final lap here, because that's what it is as we go through in towards Casino, turn 4, and a mistake there from Tony Logie, and here we go, 0.4 of a second between Tony Logie and Aidan Wilson. They come down into Mirabeau, into the Grand Hotel hairpin. What a finish! This is absolutely nail-biting stuff. We've got action going on through the rest of the field, but you'll forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, for focusing on this for our final race of the evening. Aidan Wilson all over the back and putting big pressure on Tony Logie right now. I don't think so. 1:46 for both the last laps. That's what everyone else is doing. 1:46 is, and Aidan Wilson doing a 1:42 there. Let's have a look at the timings here. Now yeah, great point there. Tony has got a time penalty, so that means that Aidan Wilson is going to win this race because he's within 1 second. A huge turn up, but Aidan Wilson might get this done on the track as well just now. They come through the final chicane here, and then it's going on be onto Lannerskas. Amazing finish to the race. This is what we deserve to see. Aidan Wilson going to hang on to the back of that one. Fantastic spot there from John Higgins. Across the line comes Tony Logie, but it's going to be a race win surely for Aidan Wilson. It is. Tony Logie going to finish in second place because of that time penalty, and it's going to be Josh McNabb in third place. It's going to be Andrew Gilman in fourth place. Then it's going to be James Black in fifth. Sixth place is going to be Andrew McKenna. Seventh place is going to be Cameron Evans after that horrible race there for him. Callum Reid in 8th place, and then it's Bryn Hawkins in 9th, Jay Kennedy in 10th, 11th place for Angus Scrivener, and then Cormac Patterson in 12th place. Aidan Wilson, take a bow. That was incredible. 1:42 laps there. 1:42.721, the fastest lap of the race, the fastest lap of the weekend, and what a race we've had there. What a finish, and what a wonderful distraction from the melee and the poor driving that we had in race 1 and the start of that race there. So there you go, that's your race winner there, and my goodness me. What can you say about that? Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the finals of the console SMRC eSports Racing Summer Championship. Well done to all of our winners this weekend. We will see you in 2 weeks' time, where we are off to our next circuits. I'll tell you what that is in just a second. We're going to go and actually look that up. But yeah, cracking win from Aidan Wilson, getting handed that win by the 1 second penalty of Tony Logie. But there we go. Off to Silverstone next time round. That is the 24th of June. We will be going off to Silverstone down in England with the Ginetta G40 GT5. Right, let's calm down. Take a minute. Thomas O'Connor, you and me both, my friends. I have no idea how he did that in the 42s, but a wonderful drive nonetheless. That is us, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I've been David Christie. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for Silverstone, and then we also have Spa around about then as well. But in the meantime, have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time. Thanks very much.